Thanks for joining in today, everybody. We're going to check out the filming locations to this movie that was filmed here in Stittsville, Ontario just last year, and based on the true events of the Turpin family out of Paris, California. David and Louise Turpin, who held 13 of their kids captive from 1988 all the way to 2018 when the eldest daughter escaped and finally notified the authorities. The names have been changed for the film. We're going to check out all the filming locations right here in Stittsville, right here in my neck of the woods. It stars Mina Savari, who you might know from American Pie, and Grayson Holt. And it's a pretty good film. I recommend checking it out. Will be a few spoilers in here, but come along. This is going to be interesting nonetheless. Cool looking church here. Also the church where my parents actually got married. And they also used the Carlton Apartments over here across the way. When they were doing filming and production, they had all of the actors and actresses stay over here in this parking lot and in this back area over here. The film crew and everybody who is in the film all staying here to the right side of the church. We'll be covering the scene used with the church in just a little bit. That's right, Gemma. So this house here, 29 Ralph Park, was used when the kids make their escape because they needed an angle here of the church that you see right there. So you see that in the film really well at night. I'm going to go over the whole escape scene later in the video at night, but you won't be able to see this as well. This house was utilized in the film. The kids come this way, and they also utilized this ditch right at the bottom of this hill here. You see the Carlton Apartments at the end of the road, and the little brother is pushed into the ditch this way. You see all this utilized towards the end of the film. This is the house they used right here as the exterior of the Turpin residence. You see many angles of the house just like this in the film, showing a little bit on the left side. Here's a shot here of the house used for the exterior from the film right here. And that was filmed during the evening hours, this shot. That's the exterior right there. You see the kids scurry down here towards the end of the film when they're making their escape, but there's an Asian family that live here in the film, and they're always working on their gardens. That would be right here.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Chen.
All these houses. Got the exterior house right here the family lived in. Neighbor's house. All these trees, all these homes used in the film. The scene at the beginning of the movie cuts off about here, and you see the rest of it. So we're going to go over it all at night, but you won't be able to see all this. And the kids run down here in front of all of these houses here. This 40 sign here was not there. Put that up to slow the traffic around this very dangerous corner here in town. I just wanted to show you this before we really get started today. All these houses seen in the film. I jog back home. I live this way, only a couple blocks this way. Jog down here every day. So now that this has been utilized in a film, I like to come down here more often, check it out. All this seen in the film, these sewers, this one especially, kids make it to about here. And they head that way, followed by the parents into this backyard. See this driveway in the film, that manhole cover, and this 20 sign. Be able to see it in high detail now. It'll be a little trickier when I cover it at night. The house to the left of them many times. as well as the houses across the street, these two houses, and also this white van over here, many times. 2 doors down to the left of the exterior house right here, you see this white van. Quite a few shots in the film. These people are extremely nice, and they're gonna let me go in and get the interior shots and check out where they did all the interior scenes here. But check out their property. Yeah, this house would have been perfect as the exterior. You got the penny orb. These glass birds, so pleasing to the eye. These people are so nice. They let me film their yard and all this cool decor. Check this out. The Canada orb. Over here on the left side of the house, when production was going down, I remember there had the whole film crew out here. I was jogging by, getting lots of details. This window up here was smashed out, as they were going to use this for the interior and exterior of the house. And I'm pretty sure this tent was even placed here for production, and like a break tent. Oh, check this out. Never even noticed this orb. Looks awesome. This whole swinging bench. Very cool. This would have been perfect for the exteriors. Talking interior, exteriors, you see this window that we're gonna get from inside right here many times in the film. It's right off the kitchen, you see that quite a few times when they're talking in the kitchen. It makes all the chimes sing. What a gorgeous property. Kind of a shame they did not use this as the exterior, because this is awesome. Over here is one of my favorite parts of the property. What I like to call Orbville Redenbacher. That's him. Orbville Redenbacher, right there. So we've gained entry here. Doug, owner of the interior house here, is going to give us the interior tour. Of course, the staircase utilized many times in the film. More on that in a minute. All right, he's going to give us the grand tour.
Okay, so let's start off over here. This is our mudroom, and in the movie, it's the bathroom.
Wow.
So they gutted it, and they installed a bathtub and sink. They put a wall where the door is and a new window in.
Really? They installed a bathtub and a sink in here?
Yeah. And
Gutted
toilet,
it first.
the whole shebang.
Wow. Yeah, that's of course where the kid, after, spoiler, of course, for those of you who have not seen it or don't know, but he's got some pains in his stomach, and they're not allowed to wash. They didn't let the kids wash for upwards to a year.
Yeah.
And so he's in here, he feels the pain in his stomach, and he just wants to put a cold compress on himself. And then the mother laces right into him because she thinks that he's bathing without permission. Wow, I can't believe that this is the bathroom.
Yep.
Who is it?
I would not have expected that to be the bathroom.
Yeah.
I would have just assumed it was your upstairs bathroom.
I don't know why they didn't like our upstairs bathroom for the movie, but...
Yeah, kind of like the tree on the front lawn. That
Yeah.
didn't work out for their shots.
Okay, very small ladies and gentlemen. Can anybody tell me what time it is?
This window, seen many times in the film, right here. And that's the window that you can tell when you look at the exterior house around the corner. That window is not off of the kitchen, but you see them talking by that window many times in the film. Did they change the glass in the window?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. I can't remember from the movie. But, I mean, that's the original glass that we put in, so...
Everything Papa does is because he loves his family more than anything in the world.
Very interesting. So this is of course where she told the kids that they wouldn't be going to school anymore, and they had all their meals here. Had that big mural painted up here, right off the kitchen here. Many scenes utilized right here. The mom, of course, was obsessed with Christmas, and up here on the wall where she kept her Christmas calendar is this Merry Christmas picture right here. Look at this awesome clock. That is beautiful. That's where she kept her Christmas calendar.
So close!
These cabinets you see behind them prominently in the film. And of course, the sink as well. I think this is the same, right?
Yes, but they did change the window.
Right, because
They took this window out because they had to have one that the kids could theoretically climb out of.
Right, this is the escape window.
That's right.
All right, here's a still here of the window in the film that the kids make their escape out of. The older sister and the younger brother head out to get to the church, and see the same faucet right there. Same cupboards too. Where they stole the apples.
Yeah, so they took this drawer out so that they could reach in to get the apples because the cupboard was locked.
Right, that's where they kept them.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Escape window right there.
Okay, so what we have as an eating area here, this bay window was completely blocked off with our buffet and hutch from our dining room placed in here and filled with Christmas stuff.
Okay. Right, they do the whole Christmas scene.
Yeah.
Did they do that Christmas scene right here in the living room?
Yeah, in the living room.
In the movie, they kind of make it seem like it's right off the entryway. You know?
Well, it sort of is. I mean, all of this furniture, of course, was replaced. They used the rug, though.
Okay. So you see
various rugs that are all matching, so...
That was in the living room in the film.
Yes, yeah.
He didn't mean to do anything bad, Papa. It was just...
Moved in much of their own.
Yes.
But they still utilize a lot of your stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Whatever works, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we were fine with that. We had no problem with that. The only thing that I took out of the room was that clock.
Okay.
Which is about 200 years old.
Wow, that's 200 years old.
Yeah. So I took that one out because they said if you are worried about getting it broken, take it out.
That's a cool clock.
So I took it out of here.
God, you got so many awesome trinkets and things to look at.
Yeah, we're sort of hoarders that way.
I love it, man. Bug here also seen in the film. And here's the staircase. The legendary staircase from the film. It's pretty cool. I can't believe I'm about to walk up it. Now, you see the kids on the staircase many times in the film. It's utilized all throughout the film, but towards the beginning of the film, they're playing hide and seek with a girl from the school.
Yes.
And they end up in this bedroom.
That's right.
Where the devil's box was, the
Yes.
television.
Exactly.
Mama! It's Mama and Papa's room. We can't go in there. We're not allowed to.
Oh, none of you ever.
Okay, so they put up all the photos around here.
Actually, probably 2/3 of them were ours.
Okay.
Because we had a wall of photos,
Right.
and they just exchanged a few of them for ones that looked like their kids instead of our kids.
Okay. Makes sense. The viewer wouldn't know the difference.
Right.
And in actuality, the Turpin family had about 13 kids, where
Wow.
in the film there's only about 7 or 8 of them.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. So they added a lot of them, but did keep some of your photos.
Yes.
Cool.
The kids were on that side of the bed watching the TV.
Yeah, the devil's box would have
That's
been
right,
about where
with
that mirror
guest
is.
girl. Mm-hmm. And this bed is where the mom had the baby
Okay.
as well.
Hey, I love that England pillow there.
Yeah.
Very cool. So she had the baby up here.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. These are the double doors you see in the film. They come through. The kids are playing. They're playing hide and seek. They're not supposed to go in here, but they do, and they end up turning on the devil's box.
I didn't even look, Papa. It was them.
Definitely a big Mina Savari fan, because I'm a big American Pie fan. So It's pretty cool. If I knew she was in town here, I would have had my American Pie DVDs.
Yes.
Trying to get her to sign. It's pretty cool. She filmed right here in your bedroom.
Yep.
Pretty awesome. There's a scene right here where she's talking to the father, and he tells her that her mom has passed away, but he kept this info from her for quite a while. And then he also tells her that her father has passed away as well. Right here on the bed.
I didn't want to cause you any pain, so I've been holding off on showing this to you. But it is something you have a right to know.
A really cool decorative orbiculture in here. Not a real word, just a word I like to use.
Fair enough.
Coined it myself. Look at that. That is awesome. Dude, that's so cool.
Are you washing? Without Papa saying it was time to? No.
It looks like this is where he was putting the compress on his stomach.
And that's the...
When the mum. But they definitely did that to your turn that room downstairs into a bathroom.
Yeah.
So they probably utilized both. This looks very similar to the sink used in the film.
Okay.
Bathroom orbiculture. Wow. And they did something to this window when I was going by and they were filming, and in production, this window was smashed out.
No, Prairie! Prairie, no! Prairie!
So here's the garage area. And then there's a scene right here where you do see the garage doors behind them. The kids are facing this direction and the parents the other direction. And he's telling them if they tell him who stole the apples, he'll give them cell phones. And I'm pretty sure you see all these shelves right behind them.
Right.
What apples?
You, I can always count on for the deepest truth.
After two of the kids that the parents find more trusting, basically let them know in the garage who stole those apples, they tie the older sister and the youngest brother, Forrest, right here to these railings. God, can you imagine, man? I mean, even if I sit in a wooden chair for too long, it just starts to tear the rear end right out of you. Yeah. Like, you have to move. So imagine having your back tied up against here. They couldn't move. The poor kid had to go in his pants. And they tied them there for a week. Imagine sitting there with your back against there for a week. Very little food and water. Wow. It's pretty cool to be standing here, though. You obviously do not see this quilt in the film. It's very nice, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, you see a lot of this because there's a lot of shots from down here, too.
Yep.
Then why are we handing them over to the enemy 6 hours a day?
Where the kids were tied up. Definitely cool to see this. I gotta watch the film and say I touched the railing.
It's okay, Forrest. If you have to go, you can go.
They built a closet about here with a door on it. And I think that's the closet where the older girl goes to talk to that guy in the States on the phone.
Right.
So they actually built right to the ceiling and built a closet here. So they didn't use the closet we have, but they built their own.
I was wondering about that. Okay, so it was a built closet in this room.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's where she's talking to the black gentleman who eventually understands what she's saying and tells her she needs to go find a church.
Right.
And get help.
That's right. It was pretty jammed up with some furniture as well. I don't think they used
They
ours.
kept the kids in a pretty cluttered area.
Beds or 3 beds or whatever it was.
Okay, so they had more beds in here in your wife's sewing room. More beds in there. And did you say it was this room that they used to kind of create that attic-like room?
So this room, They actually built a wall on an angle from the floor up like this.
Okay.
And in some of the scenes, they had the kids chained along here, underneath the slanted wall or ceiling, I guess.
Definitely looks like an attic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, they just did it in here.
Yep.
Very cool. It's awesome. So this is where the one of the older boys, he's young at the beginning of the film, but he's just the one that does not comply, and he's pretty much chained up the entire film. Always yelling and losing it. And the other siblings comply more, so they get a bit more freedom. But this guy is chained up in here pretty much for the majority of the film.
Yeah, yeah.
When he's not chained to his bed. You're gonna guide us. Look at these. Yeah, I like these blue ones. I like these blue ones. Wow, those are cool. Man. Don't know why I love these things so much. For projects, almost didn't even see that one down there. Let's take a little gander through here. I like this windmill thing.
Yep.
That's very cool. Very cool. Wow. Look at all this. Wow. Yeah, kind of crazy that they didn't utilize your front and backyard for the film. Like, as the father was very religious, you know, he's kind of the brainwasher in the film, brainwashing the wife first and then the kids. But this kind of seems like a yard he would have. Look at these seashells, seashell chime. An extended garden tour.
More orbs.
More orbs. More orbiculture. This all would have been great. In the orb video I did, your house, your front lawn was pretty much the headlining property. Look at this one. Yeah, it sucks you lost that blue one. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's in the video anyways,
Oh,
so
good.
yeah, watch that video. It'll live on forever. Wow, there's another one of those copper penny orbs there.
Yes. They're actually bowling balls. Down.
So gorgeous back here, man. Look at this. This is the bee orb. Bee orb. That's really cool. And over here, get a good view of the shed utilized in the film right there on the neighbor's property. Their deck, its barrels, their garden thing over here, and the shed. All utilized in the film. Taking a sip from the pond. Don't fall in. Don't fall in. Look at that. It's playing the drums. Whoa. That one's cool too. Having a sip. Having a sip. This frog's eating an orb. Whoa. I like that one over there. That's pretty cool. Get one more angle of this. I was calling it the rooster shed for a while. I thought that was a rooster, but it is a golfer on top of it. It's pretty awesome. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot, Doug.
My pleasure.
Really
Anytime.
appreciate the house tour.
You bet.
And now, yeah. Now every time you watch the film, you know all the secrets.
That's right.
Pretty cool. Gonna show the whole nighttime escape scene shortly, but you won't be able to see this as well at night, so I figured I'd show it now. Also, these things here utilized at the house to the right where the Asian family lived in the film, and they're working on these exact wooden garden things. Again, I'm not exactly sure what to call them, but this guy's got excellent things going on in his backyard. So they no doubt came by and said, hey, we could utilize these. So they just moved these exact things that you see in the film just up the road, a few doors down, to the neighbor of the exterior.
That vein was in the movie or not? We'll look it up tonight.
Oh yeah. You see it up there. Like I said, I thought it was a rooster, but it's a golf guy up there.
Because of the way they did it. The kids
Well, their head was there.
beside that, right?
Yeah.
They had them on a platform. right about here.
Right.
Yeah, we were all drunk over there.
Just watching them film. Yeah, they had the kids on the right side here. I thought it was a rooster. It's just a golf guy up there on the main.
On that side.
Okay, they built the platform. Makes sense.
How they got the kids out of the kitchen window too.
They built,
Yeah.
They,
They built a platform for
they
that.
changed that far window. They pulled it out and put in a sliding window so they could open it up.
The shed, these barrels seen in the film, the deck, and these garden things. Thank you to Dawn and Liz for letting me come back here, film it. So they moved these garden things here to the house that would have been occupied by the Asian couple in the film. And they don't really have a role in the film. They're just the neighbors to the right of the exterior house. We're always just doing a little bit of gardening. That property just over here. These houses seen in the film. This is the exterior house here. So they moved those two wooden garden things just over to that patch of grass. And the Asian couple would have lived here, just to the right. Shots used in the interior here out of that window up there. Might have been this window, I'm pretty sure it's this one, and you get the view of them looking at some folks right here in the driveway. It's daylight here now, but this is the window that the kids make their escape out of when the parents are sleeping. So after leaving this window, so the older sister tries to get the younger brother to the church. We're going to recreate that scene here at night. This is the exterior house right here. So if they're coming from the interior, just on the corner up here, on this patch of grass here, as I showed earlier in the day, they come from the backyard right here, and we see them run right down here past all of these houses to my left.
River! Forest! Forest!
Kids continue over here past all these houses, parents coming after them, and they take a left right here, right before this 20 sign seen in the film. In fact, you can also see this sewer right here. Oh look, little cat. Little cat's come to greet me. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Back it up there, fella. Back it up. Freaking me out there. Right here, where you see them pass by this sewer right here. This manhole cover, and this 20 sign right here with the arrow above it. And the no parking sign beneath that. You see the kids go this way, heading that way past the garage, and the parents follow right after. You see them come right by these barrels, the kids and the parents. The parents kind of scurry right around here. It's right here where you first see them. And then they end up in front of this shed, utilized in the film. You see this behind them really well. There's the side of the shed right here where the kids were perched on top of when they're making their escape. You see these orange barrels in the film as well.
With me. I don't know. Where's the bells ringing?
Okay, so right after she helps them off of the rooster shed, they're in front of this house, which is a street away from the church. Now you can't really see, but she notices the church right there.
There it is. What?
After coming from in front of these two white garages here, 28, they spill across the road and you can see the Carlton apartments in the distance. Closer to those in a second. And car comes this way, she pushes the boy into the ditch this way. You can see that. Kids come from the back of the apartments right here, past these poles, these parking spaces, right up this path. Get that view of the church right there. And they arrive here, running up to the front door of the church right here. Looks awesome. Always thought this should be used in a movie. So glad it finally has been. So the kids run up right here, and there was some fake wooden doors that they had on here. Had some makeshift doors. These are not the doors you see in the film, which I found kind of interesting that they would put up doors, and a little bit of stained glass here as well. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Same stairs, just put up the wooden doors, that's it. The kids start banging on the door frantically, looking for a doctor. And it's about that time that the police roll up over here, straight up this part of the hill. You can see all of this in here. This pillar of the church here. See all this in the background, this whole intersection. That building right there, just past the red light.
Just to see where he's hurting, okay? To see if I can help him.
Cops are talking to the children, trying to get a grasp of the situation. The parents pull up in the minivan right here.
I hope they weren't making any trouble.
This angle from the left side of the church here is about where the minivan would have been parked when they pulled up. And so you can see all this behind them, that tree really well, this whole intersection. So I get a little closer to that intersection there.
We thank you so much for your help from the bottom of our hearts.
They end up going with the parents and being taken back to the House of Chains. The cops are kind of just standing over here. And you see the Carlton apartments, all that in the background. Thankful for the church illumination. And a gorgeous summer night as well. Love the stained glass up here. So obviously the stained glass you see behind them and the church doors, the wooden doors in the movie, were just for the movie. They're actually white. This is what they actually look like. You can see right into the church. Closer look at that intersection scene behind them in the film. That building as well. All this stuff, that tree. Right by the church.
Harrowing tale of children held prisoner in their own home for more than a decade in appalling conditions. Police
and they basically figured out what was going on in the house. The kids were put into the proper care. And the kids were never the same again. The Turpins were basically sentenced to life in prison for starving their children, holding them captive from 1988 all the way to 2018. You can check out more of the facts for yourself, but check out this film. It was pretty good. House of Chains. Interesting to see Mina Savari play such a serious character in that. Please like, please subscribe. Gonna let you go for now. If you're new here, subscribe and I'll let you know when a new episode goes up. Never know what you may be missing, or what you're gonna be missing here on the Mr. Thrashes Show. Alright. Thanks again, everybody. Goodbye.